Hello, kindergartners. I have another very special Maine book to share with you about lighthouses. This is called Hello, Lighthouse. And you can see that it has won a very special Caldecott medal for being a wonderful children's story. And I'm going to take the paper cover off because it just makes it a little bit easier to hold. So it's called Hello, Lighthouse. It is written and illustrated by Sophie Blackle, and beautiful, beautiful pictures in this story about a lighthouse. Hello, Lighthouse. I think I'm going to put my glasses on for this story because it's very little printing. Printing is very little, that's what I mean. Okay. On the highest rock of a tiny island, at the edge of the world, stands a lighthouse, and they can't see if you don't get down. It is built to last forever, sending its light out to sea, guiding the ships on their way. From dusk to dawn, the lighthouse beams. Hello, 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 lighthouse. The new keeper arrives to replace the old, to carry on tending the light. He polishes the lens and refills the oil and trims the burnt end of the wick. Throughout the night, he winds the clockwork that keeps the lamp in motion. During the day, he gives the round rooms a fresh coat of sea green paint. He writes in the logbook and threads his needle and listens to the gathering wind. And you can see the different rooms in the lighthouse and the different things that he's doing. And here's his bedroom way up here. And there he is fixing the light. The wind takes a deep breath and blows and blows. Hello, hello, hello. Look at those waves crashing on the rocks. The lighthouse keeper boils water and drinks his tea as he fishes for cod from the window. He sets the table and hums a tune and wishes that he had someone to talk to. He's there all by himself. Every few days, he writes her a letter and throws it into the water. He tends the light and writes in the logbook and waits for her answer. Somebody at home he's writing to. Oh, goodness. The sky grows dark and the waves rise and crash. Hello, hello, hello. You can see the lights still shining to guide the boats so they don't crash on the rocks. The keeper looks through his telescope. The tender, which is the ship, arrives bringing oil and flour and pork and beans and his wife. And look how she gets from the ship up to him on the tall rock. He shows her around the rooms of their house. He tends the light and writes in the logbook. And now he can set the table for two, not just for him. I think that might have been a little scary going up that way. The fog makes everything disappear. A bell must be rung now to warn the ships. Clang, clang, clang. Can't see very well in the fog. One thick night, disaster strikes. A boat is wrecked on the rocks. Not a moment to lose, the lighthouse keeper rows out. He pulls 3 sailors from the deep, dark sea. He tends the light and writes in the logbook and wraps the sailors in blankets. He saved their lives out there on the rocks. You can see here he is in his boat trying to rescue their crashed boat. The sea turns into a carpet of ice. Hello, hello, hello. Now what season is it? Winter. Winter in the lighthouse. One day, the keeper begins to sneeze, and by nighttime, he's terribly ill. His wife is everywhere all at once, running up and down the spiral staircase. She tends the light and feeds him soup and chips of ice. Off the lantern room windows, she sits by his side and writes in the logbook, and waiting for the minute for him to feel better. That's kind of scary for her. The icebergs pass by on their journey south. The whales pass by on their journey north. Hello, hello, hello. And if you look way up here at the top, you can see both the lighthouse keeper and his wife. So he's all better. And he's flying a kite in the top of the lighthouse. Inside the lighthouse, the woman walks around and around the room. Her husband boils water and helps her breathe, and tends the light and writes in the logbook. And see, she's going to have a baby. So now they'll have a baby at the lighthouse. And then he writes about the birth of his child. Has to keep lots of writing in that book about their days together on the lighthouse. Oh, the sky erupts in the swirls of green. Hello, hello, hello. They are looking out the window. The ship arrives, bringing oil and flour and pork and beans and the mail. Along with fresh books and news from the land, there's an unexpected letter with the Coast Guard seal on it. And look at the baby girl, has gotten a lot bigger. The keeper winds the clockwork and polishes the lens, just as he's always done. He tends the light and writes in the logbook, but he knows now that it's not for much longer. Together, they watch the horizon. And the horizon is that place when you look out at the ocean where you see the ocean meet the sky. And that's what the horizon is. And they're watching. The Coast Guard arrive with a brand new light and installs the machine to run it. So now there's a machine that can run the light. The lighthouse keeper doesn't have to do it anymore. No lamp to fill, no wick to trim. The lighthouse keeper's work is done. He climbs to the top of the spiral stairs and closes the logbook for the last time. They pack their things into the boat and wave farewell to the seagulls. So they won't be living in the lighthouse anymore. Beyond the breakers, they all look up. Goodbye, lighthouse. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. On the highest rock of the tiny island, at the edge of the world, stands a lighthouse. It is built to last forever, sending its light out to sea. The fog rolls in and the fog rolls out. The waves rise and crash. The wind blows and blows. Hello, hello, hello. Over the waves, across the bay, a light on the land beams back. Hello, 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 lighthouse. And that's where the lighthouse keeper and his wife and little girl live now, so they can still see the lighthouse. And there they are in their house. You can see time has passed because she's gotten a lot bigger. Do you think they miss living in the lighthouse? I bet they do. I bet they do. I think it would be kind of fun to live in a lighthouse for a little while out in the ocean. So, hello, Lighthouse. I hope you enjoyed my book, Boys and Girls. Have a wonderful day. Bye.